A woman clung tightly to the airplane wing, struggling to unscrew the fuel tank cap in the cockpit. A man handed her a bottle of alcohol. She bit off the bottle cap and began pouring the alcohol into the fuel tank. The tremendous wind seemed ready to blow her away, and the bottle in her hand accidentally slipped. The man without hesitation brought out another bottle of alcohol. The woman used all her strength to grip the wing, the fierce wind distorting her face, yet she continued pouring alcohol into the fuel tank. However, the fuel gauge showed almost no change. They did not know if this would work, but they had no other choice. After pouring several bottles of alcohol, the fuel gauge finally slowly rose to 10%. The man spotted a small island on the distant ocean surface. The woman continued pouring alcohol while the man opened the last bottle of alcohol. But just then, the plane shook violently, and the last bottle slipped from her hands and shattered on the ground. The woman began crawling back, moving bit by bit from the top of the plane to the side of the fuselage. Miraculously, she finally made it back to the cockpit. At this point, the fuel level had reached 15%, but this amount of fuel would not last long. They had to land as soon as possible. The man said he had just seen that small island. Perhaps they could turn around and fly toward it. The plane began descending toward the small island, but when he tried to contact the control tower by radio, he received no response. They changed direction and searched the ocean surface for that small island, both of them staring intently at the horizon. Time slowly passed, but they still had not seen that small island. The fuel level continued dropping, and if they could not find land soon, the plane would completely lose power. After another 5 minutes, the fuel gauge showed 0. Suddenly, the engine emitted black smoke. The propeller creaked and slowed down more and more until it stopped turning completely. The outcome seemed unavoidable.